of the Latin percussion elements. And the other controls the decay of the snare drum and the hi-hats. And there's a bunch more stuff to add to this decay and controls and pitch controls for all the Latin percussion. And what I'm hoping to do soon is recase this whole entire thing, take it out of this box, and put it in an old typewriter case, give it more of a Roland style drum machine interface with more knobs and more of these triggers that I'm going to show you here. What I did, this is an analog piece here. There's no digital circuitry. It's some old 70s rhythm box by a furniture company. And I took all the traces that took the signal from one place to the other, so the trigger signal to what generates it into a sound source, and took them outside so I can reroute them however I wish. I also made all the cables, and they're a bit fidgety, so let's just start fresh. Send, receive. So trigger out, trigger in. These here are just connected to each other, and that's what I use to send, like if I want the hi-hat that's on every 16th note to go to the snare as well, I patch it here and then take one over to the hi-hat and then one over to the snare. So let's go with cha-cha. Hello. This fell when I was bringing it over here. Kind of broke that cap. I also made this little guy here as a patch cord to give me some added controls. These here are momentary switches, so they only make the connection between these 2 points when you hold them down. Messed up in the car. That wind was very killer tonight. It blew the glasses right off my face walking up here. I had to chase 3 cars over. Knocked this out.
You need one set, yeah.
I also installed these little LEDs here. In the dark, you can see them light up to what the trigger is. Very handy. There we go. Good. I love the sound of this thing so much. It's my poor man's 909 for now. And what's also real handy about it is using these trigger signals, if I amp them up, I can send that into like an SH-101 and trigger its sequencer. And that's something I just discovered last week. And also, I took my roommate's electronic drum set and hooked up the outputs from his pizza drums into these, and you can use it as a analog drum brain, which pleased me very much. So, yes, you can bend things that are plugged in, but be very careful. It is tricky. And I killed one of my favorite keyboards recently that was a 70s Roland electric piano. And now whenever I turn it on, one of its chip heats up to burn me in like 2 seconds. So, risky business. So, we'll start with Speak and Spell, which is the most well-known bendable thing out there, I'd say. And I've been fortunate to find quite a few in my adventures to thrift stores for as few as $2, as you can see. And they go for about $50 on eBay. So let's do some possible running here. Oddly enough, you'll see them sometimes going cheaper bent. But that just goes to show how easy it is to do circuit bending. All it takes is patience and the willingness to let go of material things, as they will likely die. Even I've had successful drum machines. You remember when I was bending that drum machine in your old apartment with all the switches?
Yeah.
That thing was so goddamn cool. There was a Elisa's HR16, and I very carefully wired up like 30 switches with 3 banks, like the same way I split that one up there. And it worked great for about 6 months. And then with none of the switches on, nothing going on, I was just playing it, and